What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're making our second vault guide here, and this is going to be covering the Vault of Stone. Now, I will be posting a link to the previous video covering the Vault of Copper down in the description of this video. So let's go ahead and go over a few tips for dungeons overall. So for the first tip, beware of spike traps and doorways. I know that they're pretty easy to dodge, but sometimes if you're not paying attention, you may run over the top of one without looking, probably because you're attacking monsters or being attacked by monsters. Number two, be aware of Vizier constructs. They are the wasp-like automaton creatures in the dungeons, and they do quite a bit of damage. They have a very fast projectile speed, and they do the same amount of damage as regular wasps, so make sure you prioritize those enemy types to avoid taking fatal damage. And tip number three, be aware that the Son of Malphus can spawn in the vaults, and he is quite tanky and does a significant amount of damage, so do be careful. If you are lacking damage, I would suggest that you just skip this boss altogether. However, do be aware that if you can get this boss over the top of some of the dungeon traps, those traps will help you kill this boss pretty fast, especially the panel traps that do elemental damage. So much like the Vault of Copper, in this very first section of the Vault of Stone, you can pretty much skip everything, get to the end area, kill the two monsters, and bypass the fog door to go through the gateway. Now, once you're through the gateway, do remember that at the end of the dungeon, there are 4 chests that spawn. 1 chest to end the dungeon, 1 chest that costs 1 ward, 1 chest that costs 4 wards, and 1 chest that costs 10 wards for a total of 15 wards. And I like to get at least 18 wards on my character just to give me a 3 ward buff in case I get hit by any traps. Also, do be aware that exploding barrels count as traps, so don't stand in those if you do manage to hit one on your way through the dungeon. So for this first trap set here, the spike traps have a staggered activation, and there are 3 frost pillars rotating in opposite directions. So what I like to do here is enter through the bottom after the first set of spike traps activates, and follow an S-shaped movement pattern around the ice pillars, being sure to avoid getting hit by their damage. The second set of spike traps should have already activated by the time you get to them, so you will easily be able to bypass them and go through the doorway.
I'm not ready yet.
The next set of traps you'll actually have to move through twice, and that's because you need to retrieve a keystone to put on the pedestal in the middle of the room. So for the first rotating frost pillar here at the bottom, just simply follow it around into the next room at the bottom and continue on your way through the dungeon. Now, for the third area you'll come to, there are 2 different ways you can make your way through this area. The first way is to move down through the middle of the room, avoiding the panel traps on the floor, and then continuing on through the doorway, and this really shouldn't be very difficult whatsoever. Just be aware that these panel traps do have a staggered activation time, so you may have to stop in the center of the dungeon just to avoid the further set of traps blocking the exit. The second way to bypass this room, if you'd like to get the chest at the top of the room, is just to simply avoid the frost pillar damage by hugging the wall as it passes you, then open your chest, and then do the exact same thing to exit the room. Now for the fourth room, this is a very simple one as well. All you have to do is basically move straight through the center of the room. Now do be aware that there are dart pillars at the far sides of the rooms at both the entrance and exit of the room. So be mindful when you first enter the room so that way you don't accidentally run into the first set of darts that are firing. After that, it's pretty simple. Just avoid the spike traps, which are easily noticed on the floor. And then as you exit the opposite side, again, avoid those dart traps at the far side of the exit. Now, once we pull the lever here, we'll have access to the second room we came across on our way through the dungeon. And the fastest way I managed to get through this area is to go through the bottom exit. And do remember that there are rotating frost pillars in this room. Also, make sure you kill that small AoE damage trap as you move through this area, so that way it does not remove one of your stacks of ward. Now, once you're in the center, it is okay to take a brief pause here. Make sure you avoid these dart traps aiming at the pillar in the center of the room. There are 4 of them in a square shape, 1 at each corner of the square, and they're pretty easy to avoid, and they do have a rather long cooldown between each set of projectiles. Once you bypass that first set of dart traps, just pause for a second to allow the second set of dart traps to activate, and then follow the frost pillar around into the exit of this room. Now, this main chamber may look a little bit intimidating, but honestly, it's one of the easier ones to finish. You can basically just stand in the center and avoid all of the traps. And much like the Son of Malphus, these panel traps on the floor that deal damage over time will in fact chill the monsters as they spawn and also deal damage to them. And it's pretty easy to avoid all 4 of the frost pillars that spawn because they are at the corners of the room and you're going to sit right in the middle, free of any danger from any of the traps. Now that you've completed the dungeon and you have all of your ward stacks still intact, move on over and collect all of that precious loot at the end of the vault. But that's all for the video, guys. Like I said, I will be posting a link to the guide through the Copper Vault down in the description of this video, and I hope these videos are really helpful for you guys. Now, that being said, I hope you guys are having a great day or a great night, depending on wherever you're from, and peace out, guys. I will see you in the next one.